Hey, what's up, guys? How are y'all today? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and wow, this pop-up box. Where's the box that you check that I don't want you in my life ever again button? There is none. I have to figure out how to disable that. I apologize. Welcome to this my vlog. Z-Seeing, Zero Carbon, Carnivore, Video Journal number 3. And got some good news. I'm down 2 pounds, yet another 2 pounds, and approaching a milestone for me. With the trend of my 2 pound per week weight loss, that means the next time I step on the scale, I will be in a virgin fat zone and saying goodbye to the 200s forever and be 190 something, 199, 198, whatever it lands at. So that's cool, and I'm happy about that. Very well deserved. Not really, because this is effortless. I'm just sitting on my ass, eating meat and fat and water, and feeling good. So there was a few questions that I had on my last video, and I'm real excited that people are giving me additional feedback on top of what I'm getting from the forums that I'm posting in. These questions happen to be from people who caught these videos on YouTube where I'm hosting them, and I'm going to address them in order. The first one was this guy clearly had extensive knowledge in biochemistry and was just busting my chops. And I know he was, because he wouldn't have asked me the questions that he did unless he knew what he was talking about. And I couldn't answer him because I'm not a biochemist, but I have a backup. My primary care physician, my doctor, is also a very good friend of mine. I had called him up and I said, look, this is a question I got. I need some help here. What can you give me? And he forwarded me a link that I, in turn, forwarded on to the guy that asked me the question, and I haven't heard back from him. So either it answered his question, or he thinks I know what I'm talking about, which I really don't when it comes to that. I mean, this was real in-depth biochemistry in terms of biochemical pathways, and it's just things that would make the average person's head melt. So I couldn't do it, but I came up with the answer for you. So dude, if you're watching this, that's how I got the answer, and don't bust my chops. I know that you asked me that because you knew what you were talking about. Second question I got was a good one, and one that I more than likely would have done an entire I'm going to call these episodes. As I get better at this, I'm going to call these episodes rather than vlog number 3, 4, 5 episodes. I like that. And maybe I'll even add in some funky effects that I can, maybe a soundtrack, put some music behind it, something with a nice groove. I don't know, maybe some reggae or something like that. At least in an intro and extro or extro. Outro. What the hell am I talking about? Put an outro to it, and maybe some text and all. So yeah, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, the question. The question was whether or not being a carnivore is socially acceptable, and the answer to that is no. And I really don't care, and nor should you. If this is something that you want to do, understand that you're doing it for your health and well-being, and what other people think makes no difference. There's a great saying out there that what you eat doesn't make me fat, and what I eat doesn't affect your lifestyle whatsoever. So irregardless of the negativity coming from whomever, it makes no difference. Do this for yourself. And I can give you a few examples from that. I could start with my parents. I go over to my parents' house, and well, this is really going back to the infancy of me when I first started back in '08, and I was low carbing, and I was eating all these high fats and lots of fats and cholesterol containing foods, and they just couldn't understand how I could be eating this stuff. They were certain that I was killing myself by doing this because I was already heavy, very heavy, and to the best of their knowledge, that like everyone else, they're buying into this conventional wisdom of eating low fat and low calorie and exercise, and that's how you lose weight. But we know that that's not the truth, that you don't have to eat excuse me, that you don't have to exercise to lose weight, and eating saturated fats and cholesterol containing foods actually lowers your cholesterol and your potential chance for heart disease. So um, that settles that with them. As I continued on and they saw my results, they saw that I was healthy, and I've even showed them my lab work. They're slowly being convinced that I'm doing the right thing for myself. But, you know, they're from the old school, and the saying goes, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and you really can't. They still eat the way they are, and knock on wood, they're still in, at least my dad is in fairly good health. At 80 years old, he didn't have to start seeing a doctor until he was 75, and he dealt with arthritis and slight case of emphysema. He also smoked for 60 some odd years, so the man's just not quitting, and I'm glad he's still with us. My mom, on the other hand, excuse me, is a type 2 diabetic. Another great topic that I would like to do in one of my new episodes. And type 2 diabetes, and which is not a disease. It is 100% curable through diet. And what they put, I'm going to get into this in further detail. In fact, I'm just going to put that on the side from now. But the American Diabetic Association has to be debunked. At least I'm going to put my part into it, and say what I have to say and what I know about it. And what I know about it are the facts, and they're misleading and ultimately sending people to their early grave by their recommendations. And I'm not happy about it, especially since it becomes from my, you know, directly affects my mother, whom I love. So I can't see how they're advocating what they are, and their menu plans and suggestions and recommendations. So I'm gonna come up with a nice video on that as well. Back to social acceptability. Secondly would be my family. If I go over to family's house for a holiday, for Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, or whatever, that's about the extent I see my cousins, which is what it is, not by choice. They happen to live quite a distance from me. I bring a steak. I bring my own food, and you know, and they're like, "What are you doing? There's a spread here, you know, 9 tables long, and there's all kinds of good food." And I come from an Italian family, and they take their food very seriously, and they have a real nice spread of antipasto out, and all the appetizers, and so on and so forth. Then comes out the main meal, and the gravy, meat, and pasta dishes, and homemade, just whatever, all carb-laden, sugar-laden foods for dessert, and things that I just don't touch. So I bring my steak and say, hey, you mind if I use your grill? Or you mind if I use your oven to cook my steak? And yeah, but what are you doing? There's all kinds of food here. So, you know, and they've gotten used to it now, so they know what to expect. I don't expect people to go out of their way for me and have a steak when they're taking their time cooking all this food that everybody else is going to eat. I fend for myself, and I do what I have to do, and I just don't care. I do what I have to do for myself, and that's just the way it is, and I'm happy with that. Excuse me, something in my throat. In fact, I gotta. The workplace. I am a medic. I'm surrounded by other medics, EMTs, nurses, doctors all day. And they too are convinced that I'm going to drop dead of a heart attack because of the way I eat. And here they are eating their egg whites on whole wheat toast for breakfast, and grilled chicken breast on a mesclun salad with a light balsamic vinaigrette for lunch, and so on and so forth. And are all sold on the food pyramid and the low calorie, low carb, low calorie, low fat trip, and convinced that I'm going to drop dead of a heart attack. But you know what? I'm a medic. I'm well trained in advanced cardiac life support. So I tell them when I do drop dead, I'll be sure to save myself. So don't worry about it. And you know, here I am gnawing on a porterhouse like a ravenous mountain lion. I wasn't eating in 3 weeks, and they're eating their Chinese food without any oil, with chopsticks, and convinced that and these are the people that are overweight, by the way, right? So they're telling me how to eat. So I see how well your brown rice and vegetables are doing for you. Lastly, dating. You don't want to know my date life. I'm not going to get into it, and really that's not what these videos are about. I'm not here to get a date, and it'd be nice to find a nice ZC girl or a low carb girl, at least someone who's open to it. But you know, in time, perhaps that'll go down. But that's not what I'm looking for right now, or I should say, that's not what these videos are about. But dating, and women want to be taken out, and you know, and that's perfectly understandable. Thing is, with me, I don't go out to eat very often. When I do, it's for special occasions, for birthdays, for an anniversary, for Valentine's Day, for a special or significant accomplishment in life. Sure, we'll go out and celebrate, and I only go to high-end restaurants because I'm knowing I'm getting top quality food, superb ingredients, all natural, organic, aged prime, or perhaps even grass-fed beef. And sure, I'm going to pay a premium for it, but I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to get what I'm looking to get. So I'm a bit of a food snob, and I have that right to be. So I work for my money. If I want to spend it on that, so be it. But I have no desire to go to a Fridays, and I know you can order a steak and pass on the potato and salad from it, but it doesn't do anything for me, because in my opinion, nobody cooks a steak to my liking the way I can. So I just don't eat out very often, and that's just the way it is. So that's with that. So to answer your question, no, it's not socially acceptable. This is a subculture, and the idea of what I'm doing, half the idea of what I'm doing, is to spread the word through practical life experiences of my own, my knowledge in this, and as I learn, I will continue to share, and I enjoy giving back. And the more people want to hear it, the more I'm going to say it, and it's going to lead to something. It's going to lead to me taking my career in this direction and becoming an absolute professional with it, and educating and writing a book and educating people on it, and making changes on the way we're supposed to eat. The powers to be don't want this. You see, the agricultural industry, the pharmaceutical industry, are multi-trillion-dollar worldwide industries. Why would they want us to be healthy? They'd go belly up. It makes no sense for them to want us to be healthy and to eat meat, and to eat the way we're supposed to be eating, and omit grains, and not be on these medications that they desperately want us to be on, that they make a fortune on. So that's with that. This is I'm already up to 12.5 minutes, and I have a lot to talk about. I think this is gonna be another two-parter, so be prepared. Dig it or not, I'm going to say what I have to say today, as I always do, and I enjoy it, and this is the way it's going down. So, social acceptability, no. Don't worry about it, though, because I don't care about it. I don't think anybody who watches these, aside from new people that come across it on YouTube out of interest, but the people that I post onto the forums that I belong to, I know they don't care either. They're happy with their lives and their accomplishments, and they're working towards their goals, and that's what this is about. If you're in weight loss mode, weight gain mode, maintenance, whatever your situation is, you're working towards something. And it's all about diet. You know, you could spend hours in the gym. It makes no difference if you're not eating properly. And I think you probably know that too. So it's about your diet. It's about what you ingest, how your body processes it, and the physiological effects that are the end result. And that's what this is about. You know what? This is going on 13.5 minutes now. It just passed, so it's going to BS a little bit. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start getting a little more advanced, because I'm enjoying this too much, I think, and I'm going to start putting in some effects and some soundtracks into these videos, and some text, and try to make them a little more professional and take it up to the next level. Be a little challenge for me, because I'm still learning and I'm brand new to this video world, so this is only my 4th time doing it. But I want to talk about the other question that came about, and that's with scales and weighing in and obsessions with that. I think that's very important. It's something that I have personally battled with in my past, and I can talk a great deal on. So I'm going to cut this out. Right now, I'm going to just go ahead and record another one, and I'll upload them both and shoot it to you. So it'll just be number 4. It won't even be part 2 of 3. It's just going to get too confusing that way. So got to end it, or it'll get denied when I upload it. So see you in a few. Bye.